I hit that sell button. Okay, guess not. At least I thought I did. Again, full risk disclosure, this is paper. I cannot sell the idea that this is real funds when it's not. So this is a paper trading account. My draw is the sell side, those relative equal lows. I wanted the entry inside the fair value gap, but I'm treating this as a breakaway gap, so I'm expecting majority of this to stay open. So just getting a close proximity entry right there is no big deal. Stop loss above the fair value gap high. Excuse me, because I'm not expecting this full inefficiency to be repriced in. Again, this is on paper. This candle's high comes in at 90.5. Closing past consequent encroachment. Not a good sign, but it really has to get moving since we did that. Any movement above the upper half of a premium array is not ideal. But now I'm watching these relative equal lows down here. And again, I still favor a run towards the new week opening gap. This right here, yes, we've taken out sell side, but I'm not convinced by that. It's not dynamic enough by my standards. And because I'm shorting near that new week opening gap, normally, say if I was shorting up here, the new week opening gap would be a partial, or maybe even my terminus, like short here, get out here, flatten everything. I may have to finesse my, assuming we trade down to a new week opening gap, obviously, but as far as moving my stop to break even, obviously the new week opening gap is a reversal point, but my stop loss or my entry is near that reversal point. So if you move your stop to break even after trading to the new week opening gap, it could be real easy to just get stopped at break even. But I'm gonna watch to see how we trade beneath this low. If we can expand quickly beneath it, that would be ideal, because Tremaine's model, okay, tier 1 short above the midnight open, but we're beneath the 8:30 open. Midnight is a draw. And this is paper. This is a micro light. If I had 10 micros on here, if I had 10 micros on like I normally do, I'm taking off like 1 or 2 here. I'm trading the minis, so obviously I don't have 10 mini contracts on, but when I'm trading micros, I'll take off like 1 contract, maybe 2, because that's not a lot of range. But the new week opening gap is a reversal point. It can bounce from there. It can fully retrace. So good sound money management is taking something off. Stop move to break even. I don't personally like where it's at, but I had a low entry, so it's something I just kind of had to deal with. But theoretically, if I would have taken this on a live account, entry inside the fair value gap, small little partial there, and then I'm leaving the bulk of my position, 8 out of my 10 contracts for the sell side. I'll probably take another one off at the midnight open as well, because that's what my model calls for. Shorting above the midnight open, taking partials at sell side, and then you leave a runner to the midnight open. Those are the rules. Only looking for shorts if we're above the midnight open. So I don't care about this displacement. We said this fair value gap was suspect. Don't trust it. The new week opening gap was the draw. I get a lot of questions. Like every time I wake up and check the Discord, there's at least 2 or 3 people asking me to make a video on bias. Even my comments on my channel get a lot of questions about bias. The easiest solution if you're struggling with bias on a higher time frame or you can't read the daily chart, and I'm probably going to post this to YouTube whether or not I get stopped at break even. We talked about it in the webinar, just slap on the midnight opening price on your chart and your bias is going to be correct 70% of the time. It's really that simple. It's really that simple. If you're trading the morning session and you don't know what the bias is, put on the midnight opening price. And then if you're above it, your bias is bearish. If you're beneath it, your bias is bullish. 70% of the time, you're going to be on side and you don't even need to look at the daily chart. And then you still grow in your understanding of reading daily chart in the higher time frame order flow. And then you'll be able to say, okay, I know we're above the midnight open, but the daily chart is doing this. So we're likely to have a trending day still moving higher away from the midnight open. But starting out, just put on the midnight opening price and then you'll be on side 70% of the time. So that's really all you need for bias for beginners, but I'll probably make a whole separate video on that with examples and everything, but it's really not complicated, I promise. So this is paper, but I'm talking myself through the trade as if I was taking this on my live account. Shorting 10 in the fair value gap, taking 2 off at the high of the new week opening gap, taking 3 off at the midnight open, so that would be another partial for me. So that means I have 5 contracts left. I have half of my position. I'm leaving the last 5 for the relative equal lows on your 15-minute chart down here. If I was trading my live account, that's how I would do it. So right now, I would already be scaled out half of my position. And that would be, that's already 70 handles. That's pretty good. The entire trade is over 100. 70% is a low C. 70% in trading is good. 70% in anything is, I feel like trading is the only industry where 70% is like the new A plus. Like 70% in trading is an A. 50% is like a B minus maybe. 40% in anything else is probably failing. 40% in trading, that could be like a C, a little C minus. You can still be profitable with a 40% strike rate. So there's your midnight open. Again, that should be a partial. I only have 1 contract on, so I'm not playing with it. Just looking for those relative equal lows. This fair value gap so far, I like how we're leaving that open. That signs of bearishness. What if you only have 1 contract and didn't trade to midnight open level? I mean, I can't tell you when to close your trade, but if I only have 1 contract, I need at least a 2-to-1 risk to reward. So that's what I would target. So if my entry with 1 contract is at the low of the fair value gap, stop loss was above the high, I need at least a 2-to-1 risk to reward. So my trade idea would look something like this, and then I would just close it. Stop loss would be moved at break even and whatnot. So that right there, that would be my 1 contract trade entry. Again, got a low entry, but it's no big deal. should be at the low of the fair value gap, but it spiked up there really quick, and I didn't want to miss it, so I just got in. Close proximity entry, ICT teaches that. Nice profits, almost done for the day. That's what's up. Nice, nice, nice. Another nice W. Pass evaluation. That's what I'm talking about. 40%, like 40% trading is not bad. I don't think you should settle for 40% win rate. Like, why not try to have a 50% win rate? 60, 65, 70, 75, 80. If the markets are truly algorithmic, like, who says you can't have a 90% win rate? It's just a matter of time. And then the key to having a high win rate and high consistency is lower your trade frequency. Couple trades a week, you reach your profit objective for the week, you stop, enjoy those profits, withdraw it. You know what I mean? Like, it's still crazy when I do the public tape reading streams on Mondays. People always they're like, why don't you trade Mondays? But you can make so and so. I'm like, nah, I don't trade Mondays. I don't like trading Mondays. I don't need to trade all 5 days of the week. And then I'll tell them, like, a while ago, I caught a nice Asia trade on Sunday. I was literally done trading for the week on Sunday. I didn't even trade my live account Monday through Friday because Asia, Sunday's open on Asia. I already met my profit target. So I went on the stream Monday morning and I told everybody, like, I'm done on my live account already, but I'll still paper trade. And everybody's like, what? But you're a good trader. You can make this much if you just, I'm like, it's not about how much you could make. It's about keeping risk at bay. I only want to take out what I want to take out, and then y'all can have it. And that's it. Like your job as a trader is to make money. If you did that and you met your profit target, why are you still in there? You did your job. Like, when you work a typical 9 to 5, despite you probably wanting overtime, you don't clock in, work your 8-hour shift, and then say, you know what, I want to go back in there and work some more and possibly not get paid. Because when you're trading, that's what you're doing. You're saying, I want to do more work with the possibility of me not getting paid and possibly giving back my paycheck. That's what you're doing. You worked your hours, you worked your shift, you made your money, go do something else. My stop loss is staying where it's at. Trailing it anywhere in here would just be a little bit too tight. But realistically, if I was trading a real account, you have to trail it a little bit more just for commissions and all that. So I want to see this up close candle be used as a bearish order block and take us lower. And then we also have the lower half of the new week opening gap. So if you take the new week opening gap, consequent encroachment all the way to the low, I want to see if we can find sensitivity in that and stay in the bottom half of it. Let's take this off. Trading inside fair value gap. That inefficiency. This is a typical reaction after trading down to the new week opening gap. Trading down beneath the midnight open. But this is a beautiful, beautiful model panning out. That's why my model, Tremaine's model, says you take partials at the sell side, and your last small position, your last runner, should be the midnight open. And if you're targeting the midnight open and that's your terminus, that is a beautiful exit. You're just a few handles off of capturing the low. That's really nice. I prefer to win and go study. That's how you do it. That's the best way to do it. That's the best way. Because isn't that like our job as traders? Like, isn't that the goal, to make your money on like a Monday or Tuesday? You made your $1,000, $2,000, $5,000, $10,000, whatever it is your profit target is for the week. Isn't that your goal, to be able to make that on your first couple of trading days of the week? And then you have the rest of the week to just do whatever you want. You don't have to look at the charts. You don't have to do whatever. You can have your charts closed from Tuesday through Friday because you made your money on Monday. You can go travel. You can go spend your profits. You can focus on your job, whatever. Like, that's the goal. Nobody wants to be tied to the charts 24/7. If I didn't have a YouTube channel and I wasn't streaming, as soon as I made my money yesterday, I'm not looking at the market today. I'm not looking at the market tomorrow. I don't care about Asia, London, PM session. Like, my laptop would be closed and I'm spending time with my friends, my family, and whatnot. Like, that's the goal. The whole point of trading is because we want our time back and we want our freedom back. But yet people sitting in front of their charts for 6, 7, 8 hours. If you're just going to be in front of your charts that long every day, you might as well just like keep working. It doesn't make sense. But I'm done with my little yap session, I promise. I'm done. It's just when it comes to talks about discipline and like taking money when the market gives it to you, it's really something that a lot of people struggle with. But it should be like the easiest thing, because it's like, you just made money. Don't you want to walk away and enjoy your profits? But instead you gave it right back. But when you're learning, you need to spend a lot of time. You definitely need a lot of chart time when you're learning. Like, when I was learning and on my way towards being profitable, I was up 4 in the morning studying. Like, y'all see my journals on YouTube and how I take notes and all that. Y'all see the notes channel in the Discord. My notes, I spend a lot of time on them. That's different. I'm talking about spending so much time trading, buying, selling, buying, selling. You made money, you met your profit target, and it's still in front of the charts, buying and selling. But if you want to spend hours and hours tape reading and studying, that's different. That's different. You made your money on Monday, cool, pocket that, and now you're spending the rest of your time just working on your skill set. Absolutely, you need to do that. But if you're in here still pressing buttons and just, like, you know what I mean? Like, go outside and take a break. Will it draw back to midnight open? I just gotta wait and see. How did you know that fair value gap would be used to go lower? Our draw was the new week opening gap. My stop loss is staying where it's at for the remainder of the trade. I'm not worried about it. Hypothetically speaking, commissions would be covered, partial would be booked. If I was on my live account, another partial would be booked here at the midnight open. So I would have half my position scaled out with the other half in profit just by a little bit to cover commissions and extra costs and whatnot. Not demanding my best case scenario target to be tagged down here. All right, and there's your stop out. We'll still tape read. I'll go into 11. This trade, higher entry would have been ideal. It would have gave more range for profit taking, but regardless, the logic, okay, didn't trust anything long in here. I said I'm not convinced that our job is done. Although we're taking out sell side, it's not convincing enough. So new week opening gap, beautiful return back to the midnight open. Happens 71% of the time. Happened yesterday, beautifully. All right, all of these should be partials, exits, terminus, and whatnot. Okay, a midnight opening price inside of a new week opening gap. You know, you're asking for a retracement or just a complete reversal, which is what we're getting right now. So not bad. Love y'all, man. Be safe. We're back live trading tomorrow at 9:30. Looking to finish off the week on a great note. I'll see y'all in the stream tomorrow. All right? Peace.